The Valley's greatest hit of all time. Oldies 99.9.
If you don't know how to do it, we'll show you how to do the devil dance. Devil dance. Come on, come on.
On the Devlet record label. One of the biggest regional hits of all time in the Lehigh Valley. Those are the Devils and the Devil Dance. This is Rod Wolfe on Oldies 99.9 WODE, the reunion of the Sunday Night Hall of Fame show. And that was the lead singer of the Devils, Bob Ogner. I've got another interview here with a group that was from the Hazelton area, and you talk about a monster regional hit. This song is still a collector's item. It's very typical of the garage-style rock and roll that's so collectible these days. It was on two different record labels. It was on Samron, which was a Hazelton area record label, and it became such a big regional hit that Warner Brothers picked it up. So you may find this one in some of the flea markets and things if you still collect the old 45s like I do. You'll find it on a couple of different labels. This is a classic.
WAEB.
79 WAEB, Lehigh Valley. Weather clear and cooler tonight, low about 60. Sunny and pleasant tomorrow, high in the low 80s. Continued fair on Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now at 75, at 79 WAEB. And we'd like to welcome our next guest tonight, Richie Molinaro of the Hazelton area. Rich, how you doing tonight?
Great, just great.
Good
great
to see
being
you.
here.
I'm glad you could make it.
Well, we're sure having a good time, just reminiscing with these fellas.
Richie, years ago, was known as Ognir.
Right. The strangest name in music.
Yes,
Ogner
it was.
and the Night People.
And for those of you uninformed about such things, Ognir was
Ringo spelled backwards.
Ringo
In
spelled
the day of the early Beatles.
Yes, because we're talking 1964 and 5, right?
That's correct.
Tell me, who were the members of Ognir and the Night People?
Well, of course, I sang a lead on the record. Tommy Marusak was keyboards. Gino Andruzzi was a guitar player, and Skip Naring lead guitar. And Mickey McMinimum was the drummer.
The record everyone will always remember Ognir and the Night People for was released in 1965 on a label called Samron Records. That was from what, the Hazelton area?
Yes, local businessmen produced the record for us. We recorded at Bell Sound in New York. We walked in, Trini Lopez was walking out, and we near fainted.
And today you'd probably pass him on the street and say, who's that?
Yeah, right.
You had a #1 record.
Right.
A few minutes ago, we were chatting with Bob Ogner, the Devils. A year before, they had a #1 charted local record. And when we opened our show up, Richie, we said these things don't happen anymore because people don't play as many records like they used to, the new stuff. I know you sold a gang of records. Do you remember how many were sold?
Yeah, for sure. I believe, Rod, it was in the vicinity of 35,000, 40,000.
Well, I know it was big enough for Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, as soon as they saw the noise the record was making, they picked it up. Yeah.
So Ognir and the Night People ended up on Warner Brothers Records. We'll talk about what happened after Warner Brothers picked you up, but let's play the one everybody's waiting for from Ognir and the Night People, all right?
Love and a Tennessee.
What a big record that was in the Lehigh Valley. Ognir and the Nite People. That's great. I found a new love. And Warner Brothers bought the rights to that record. That's where we left off. And then what happened? Things kind of exploded for you, didn't it, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we never realized the impact we were having throughout the region until we went and performed in different areas. I can remember coming down and playing different record hops and so forth. And as far as we knew, we were just 5 guys, local kids from Hazelton. But boy, when we came to different areas, I mean, there was people, thousands of kids waiting for us, that, police escorts and, people from the press, and we couldn't believe it. It was amazing to us.
Didn't a lot of that have to do with your reputation, though? You guys were a visual act.
Oh, yeah. We were a very visual group.
Is it true you used to wear chains on stage?
Well, we had a drummer who was the original maniac. It's the fella that's from the Muppets.
Animal.
This was the original Animal. Yeah. He wore chains, yes.
I never saw your group live, but I've heard stories of people who were on hand for the Notre Dame Bandstand Battle of the Bands. You and the Combinations were the finalists. Combinations won, but there are people, to this day and say that you guys are just incredible. Combinations were a great group also, but Ognir and the Nite People were a great, great stage act, years maybe ahead of their time.
And the tradition continues.
Oh, it does?
Sure does.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. After Warner Brothers picked you up, you played with a lot of national stars.
Yes, we did. We performed with the McCoys and Aretha Franklin, the Letterman, a lot of really big-name groups and stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You were keeping some pretty heavy company back then.
Yeah. I remember Aretha Franklin, we played on a TV show, and we sat alongside her, and she played the piano for us before the show went on, and she played Satisfaction on the piano. I can remember sitting with her and meeting her.
It's great.
Yeah.
I am supposed to remind you of a birthday party you did. You remember this? At the Knights of Columbus in Allentown.
I sure do.
We're going to try and get a record on a little bit later on by Jumpin' Jay Sands' daughter by the name of Diane Sands, took Jay's professional name. And you did Diane's birthday party, didn't you?
You got it. I remember.
Jay said he had a crowd of kids here. They invited maybe 35 or 40 kids and had Ognir and 135 more trying to break the door down.
That's right. I remember that.
Well, he wanted me to remind you about that or see if you remembered.
I sure do.
Richie brought another record along. Now, this is not by Ognir. This is by a group called the Cartunes, and it's on Roulette Records. But is it basically the same guys?
It was basically the same guys. We added a few more men to the group, and because of red tape and so forth with Warner Brothers, and we wanted to try to get another release out right away, we had to switch the group's name. And so it became the Cartunes.
What year was this?
This was, I believe, 67, 68.
Well, let me ask you, what happened with Warner Brothers?
Well, they didn't dump us, but they got us tied up in so much legal red tape that we couldn't release another song. And, after we seen all this good stuff happening to us, we couldn't wait any longer. We wanted to go do stuff. We were geared up. We were psyched up. So we had a meeting with our managers and so forth, and we said, look, if they don't want to move on it, we'll move again on it. We were pioneers. We moved ourselves from the beginning anyway. And so we said, well, we'll change the name, we'll get out of it, and we found Roulette said, sure, we'll take you. And it was the Cartunes on Roulette Records.
Okay, here it is. Keep the fire burning.
My world was opened by magic from you. I had a dream and you made it come true. I wished for love on a star in the night, and in the darkness I saw your love and light shine down on me. Keep the fire burning in my soul. Keep me always under your control. Keep the fire burning in my soul. Kindle a flame in my heart that keeps me warm even while we're apart. It lights my road through the shadows of day, and in night time, it shines throughout my dreams every way. Keep the fire burning in my soul. Keep me always under your control. Keep the fire burning and I'll stand by your side and I'll give you all you ask of life. I'll be satisfied just to know that you'll be listening when I say keep the fire burning in my soul. Keep me always under your control. Keep the fire burning in my soul. Keep the fire burning in my soul. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I do remember hearing that, the Cartunes and Keep the Fire Burning, which were Ognir and the Night People a couple of years later.
Right.
How'd that record do for you?
That record did real well for us. It really it made us become more professional, and the record was played down in Australia and sold records down there, which we found out later. Didn't get any money for it.
I think we're going to hear that a lot tonight.
Oh yeah.
I wish this was television. Richie brought a beautiful scrapbook along. What is this?
This is Ogner and the Night People. When we were playing around all over the place, somebody came up with the idea to have an Ogner burger. So it was the forerunner of the Big Mac.
There you go. The Ognir burger. As terrific as the Night People on Hazelton McAdoo Highway.
Right.
You got some great clips here.
Right. Down at the Allentown Fair with the Battle of the Bands. We talk about here the encores the group received holding up the Liberace show. Liberace was down at the Allentown Fair.
Oh, and you were the lead act?
Yes.
Well, that made sense.
Yes. And Hazelton Drive-In. I think we were the first band to ever play at a drive-in theater, at an outside drive-in theater.
In between the features? Or?
Right before the feature began,
huh?
so
Okay.
that was kind of unique.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of the group. Looks like he's doing a Pete Townsend.
That was
there,
part
huh?
of the act.
Is he going to smash the
Smash
guitar?
the guitars. Right. Here's an interesting point, Rod. First picture with the first record we presented to the mayor of Hazelton, and at that time the mayor consented to take the picture with us, but he wouldn't put it in the paper because our hair was too long.
And you didn't have your chains on or
in today's
anything either.
standards. Back in those days, the mayor didn't think well of that. And then, of course, different TV shows.
What
that we
TV
were on.
shows were you on, by the way?
Oh, Jerry Blavitt, Georgie Woods, the Steel Pier show. Ed Hurst, is it down there?
Here's an Ognir and the Night People license plate.
Yes, an official fan club
great.
memorabilia here.
And
AEB Fabulous 40.
Here's May 12th, 1968 AEB Top 40 survey. Oh, here's the Cartunes on here. This was Music Power Sounds. Keep the fire burning.
Right, pick hit.
Look at this lineup here. Joey doing mornings. Jay Sands, 10 to 2. Tiger Joe, Super Lou, Larry Brook, and the captain of the weekends. There's Jeff Frank. Look at that. He's about 11 years old,
He
I
looked
think.
like about 11.
Boy, that's great. Richie, what are you doing today?
Well, today it's Richie Molinaro in silk, and it's still high energy, it's still rock and roll, and group is just doing fantastic. We're going to be going down to Mexico next year. We're booked on the SS Mardi Gras cruise ship. We play, we'll be appearing here at the Liederkranz in Allentown, which is a local nightclub. We invite everyone to come out and catch the show. We do a video show, which is kind of unique. We have TV cameras set up, and we make our own videos. The day of the video is here, and we're getting into that very heavily. It's a lot bigger operation than it used to be in the days of Ogner and the Night People. It's a lot of fun.
Where were you playing last night?
Last night, we just finished 4 nights down at the Alley, which is a rock club in Pottsville.
Wayne Smith said he walked in on your show last night and he opens the door up and he hears you doing a version of I Found a New Love.
That's right.
What way?
Yeah, the band really comes off nice. Richie's a real good front person. I really like the band. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, you know, like when we go out of the area someplace, maybe perhaps someplace that didn't remember Ogner and the Night People, we'll come out and we'll say, there's a brand new song, we think it's going to be a big hit, and it's from a group called Attic, and we play I Found a New Love, and it's terrific. Everybody is as current today as it was back in the 60s.
And it goes over.
Sure does.
Richie, I'm really glad you could make it tonight. Kit Stewart will be here. We finally got a hold of
Kit Kats.
Yes, Friday we finally made a connection with Kit Stewart. Many of the Hall of Fame fans were saying, you promised to get somebody on by the Kit Kats, and we got a hold of Kit himself Friday, and he has promised to drive up from the Philadelphia area tonight, and we are awaiting his arrival. We sure hope he can make it. He's got a busy schedule, just like the rest of you guys. Thanks for coming, Rich.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, we'll be right back in a moment.
Rod Wolfe's Hall of Fame.
My baby's gone, left me to stay. Maybe she'll come back some sunny day. I hope, 'cause I love her with all my heart. Need her so bad, yes I do. Come back, baby, you know I'll be true. Oh, how I love her with all my heart. Come back, baby, yeah, when I love you so. Come back, baby, I love you so. My baby's gone, left me to stay. Maybe she'll come back some sunny day. I hope, 'cause I love her with all my heart. All of my heart. All of my heart.
You're listening to Rod Wolfe on the Lehigh Valley's original Sunday Night Hall of Fame.
WAEB.
The greatest hits of all time from the station that made them famous. WAEB.